Be honest. Have you ever caught yourself choosing the stressful option, overthinking something that doesn't matter, clinging to a situation that hurts, or worrying about things that haven't even happened yet, and thought, why am I like this? Why do I keep suffering on purpose? It sounds ridiculous. Why would anyone choose suffering? Well, brace yourself, because today we're talking about why humans weirdly, secretly, unintentionally love to suffer. And trust me, the psychology behind it is way more relatable than you think. Let's break it down in a simple, honest, slightly funny way. Because if humans didn't love suffering, we wouldn't be binge-watching sad movies, stalking our exes, or rereading old messages at 2 a.m. like emotional archaeologists. Number 1. Suffering makes us feel alive. Human emotions work on contrast. If all you ever felt was happiness, you wouldn't notice it anymore. But sadness, fear, longing, stress, they create intensity. Humans crave intensity. It's the same reason we like sad music, tragic stories, heartbreak songs, emotional drama, horror movies, roller coasters, existential memes at midnight. Suffering stimulates the emotional system and reminds us we're alive. Happiness feels nice, but suffering feels deep. Number 2. The brain is addicted to familiar pain. This one hurts. Your brain loves patterns, even unhealthy ones. If you grew up with chaos, stress, criticism, instability, emotional distance, inconsistent affection, your brain now thinks, this is normal, this is home, this is love. So as an adult, you may unconsciously choose stressful relationships, chaotic environments, emotionally unavailable people, self-sabotaging behaviors. Not because you want suffering, but because suffering feels familiar. Your brain confuses comfort with safety, and familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar peace. Number 3, suffering gives us a sense of control. When life feels uncertain or unpredictable, suffering can feel strangely grounding. Sounds strange, but think about it. If you assume the worst, predict bad outcomes, or expect disappointment, you feel prepared. Suffering becomes a psychological shield, like, if I expect pain, it won't hurt as much. Spoiler, it still hurts, but your brain loves the illusion of control. Number 4. Humans bond through suffering more than happiness. Think about conversations. People bond instantly when they share heartbreak stories, trauma, failures, fears, embarrassing moments, painful memories. But bragging about achievements, not the same effect. Suffering creates vulnerability. Vulnerability creates connection. This is why the deepest friendships come from shared struggles. Couples bond through hard times. Communities unite through suffering. Humans love suffering because suffering brings us together. Number 5. Suffering gives meaning and narrative to life. Humans are storytelling creatures. We want our lives to feel like a movie. And what's a movie without obstacles? A boring one. Suffering gives us a storyline, a character arc, a lesson, a transformation, a sense of purpose. Many people subconsciously feel, if I suffer now, it will mean something later. We romanticize pain because we believe it's part of a bigger story. Number 6. Suffering can feel like self-punishment. Some people secretly believe, I don't deserve happiness. I should suffer for my mistakes. I'm not good enough for good things. I have to earn joy through pain. So they sabotage relationships, opportunities, happiness, success. Not because they enjoy suffering, but because they believe suffering is deserved. This comes from guilt, shame, and low self-worth. If you don't feel worthy of happiness, you'll choose suffering every time. Number 7. Suffering gives the illusion of effort. Hard equals meaningful. Easy equals suspicious. That's how most humans think. If something makes us suffer, we assume it must be valuable. That's why people overwork themselves, stay in painful situations, romanticize struggle, believe that success must be stressful, think they have to earn happiness through pain. Suffering feels productive. It feels like doing something. Happiness, on the other hand, feels too easy. Number 8. Suffering keeps us connected to the past. Sometimes we don't let go of pain because losing it means losing a piece of ourselves. Holding on to suffering can feel like holding on to an old love, a version of yourself, a meaningful chapter, a powerful memory. Letting go feels like forgetting, so suffering becomes a form of emotional loyalty. Number 9. Suffering makes happiness sweeter when it finally arrives. Humans compare everything. Good feels better after bad. Joy feels bigger after pain. Success feels richer after failure. Pain deepens pleasure. It stretches your emotional capacity. This is why people often say, "My struggles made me stronger." In a weird way, suffering becomes the soil where meaning grows. So, do humans actually love to suffer? Not consciously, not intentionally, but psychologically, humans are drawn to suffering because it gives intensity, familiarity, control, connection, narrative, meaning, emotional depth, contrast, and identity. We don't love pain. We love what pain represents. We love what pain creates inside us. We love who we become after it. Here's the truth. Humans don't love suffering because they're broken. Humans love suffering because they're human. But you don't have to stay trapped in it. Once you understand your patterns, you can choose differently. You can choose peace instead of chaos, healing instead of repeating, love instead of fear, growth instead of self-destruction. Suffering may have shaped you, but it doesn't have to define you. Thanks for watching, and remember, you are allowed to choose joy even if your brain is still learning how.